Hey there everybody, welcome back once again to the channel. My name is Chris Orme. This year is Franchise Hockey Manager 2, and that was our new intro for the channel. I might keep it, I might tweak it, I'm not sure yet. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I thought, rather than just a still image with some music, why not see what I can come up with? It's taken about an hour maybe to create that. I'm sure I could do better if I actually had some time to put together, but I'd rather do a little bit of work on that, just make things look a little better on this channel, and then spend the rest of the time actually creating content. So that's kind of where I am, but have your say, as always guys, have your say on Twitter or in the comment section below. It's easy to get hold of me. I'm at Chris Orme, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all over the place. My name doesn't change, so you should be able to find me pretty easily. Now in today's video I wanted to show you the actual game engine, where you get the results for the games and you can actually manage throughout the games. I'm not sure exactly what you can do, how much depth there is here. Like I say, it's only the second iteration of FHM, and the first game was a little buggy in places and a little feature light. This is starting to get to the point now where I could see myself playing this for a few months, kind of losing myself into it, getting 10 seasons done, and looking back at it and having a really good time with it. It's not quite up to the level of some of the other sort of huge franchises out there in terms of sports management, such as your Football Managers and your out of the park baseballs, but I believe it's getting there. This is a phenomenal effort for the second iteration of this game. So what happens in Franchise Hockey Manager 3, 4, beyond, I'm not sure, but we're heading in such a good direction that I'm really excited to see how things happen on a day-to-day, game-to-game basis. So this is our roster. Nick McKinnon, he's out for 4 days, 3 days now. He's been out for a couple of weeks, so he's not in our lines, which is a problem. It is a problem. Nick McKinnon is a phenomenal player, really physical, good offensively, doesn't really have a weak defensive core apart from shot blocking, and mentally he's getting there. For the age of 20, this player is fantastic, but he does not make our lineups because of that injury. So here guys are the lineups that we are going to go with instead. So we've got, let me look at over here. So you've got Gabriel Landeskog, as you can see, very well rounded, star player out on that left wing. Through the center as well, Matt Duchene, you can see a fantastic player of his own right. And then Jerome Ginla, great offensive category. That should be a really nice offensive trio there. In defense, I've gone with Francois Beauchemin. Good defensive, but he's not weak on the offense. That should bring a nice balance to the lineup. And Tyson Barrie, my best offensive defenseman, makes the first line. So I'm happy enough with those 5 going out there. Of course, my first choice goaltender is Simon Varlamov. We like Varlamov. I've had a play about. I'm not sure I can get the trade I wanted to get Carey Price in here. It would be an instant upgrade, but Varlamov's good enough. Now, with a little bit of testing, I found out that there's 3 different things that we can be given as objectives, which is either to rebuild the club or rebuild the franchise, to contest the race to the playoffs, and then to contest in the playoffs. Now we've got the middle one, so we're trying to fight for a place in the playoffs, which in real life the Colorado Avalanche, with about 8 games to go, they were there or thereabouts, and in the end they lost out to our first opponent, our great rivals, the Minnesota Wild. So really, in real life, what they did and what they managed to do matches up really well with what the game is telling you that the owner wants. So I'm really happy that, the way things match up there, and the fact that my roster here can probably achieve the owner's objectives and keep me in a job. So that's step one, is getting to the draft. Step two this season would be to sign some draft picks to improve the team, because trades for big name players are very, very difficult to actually get in. And the two that I've suggested to you, with a little bit of testing, I need to give up a lot more to get them, and I'm not willing to do that. So we might wait until free agency and the draft to improve the team. But for now, that first line with Varlamov behind them, I like that lineup. That's a good six to put out on the ice. Now, backup goaltender Calvin Pickard. Now, Pickard is a good player of the future. He's not too bad now. He'll cover injuries, but really, I want a superstar in net. You know, I think goaltender's one of the, if not the most important roles in ice hockey. So, second line, this is pretty decent at the moment. I'm pretty happy with where this line lies as well. So you've got Mikhail Bodka, who is a good left-sided left-handed left winger. 25, you know, he ticks the boxes. Mikhail Grigorenko. Now, this should be where Nate McKinnon plays, so Grigorenko should be down on that third line, where he's a much better fit for me than a second liner. But again, I'm not too bad. I'm not too dishappy with that. Sean Sidlovsky, signed him as a free agent from one of our feeder teams. I think it was the Fort Wayne Comets that Sean Sidlovsky was actually, you know, sitting on. So we went down there to see if anybody was able to be promoted. Found him. He now is our second line right winger, because we've had a real problem with right wingers. We don't have that many. In defence on this line, 35-year-old Brad Stewart. Great defensive, not great on the offense, but he's a defender's defender. And we line him up alongside our best defender, Eric Johnson. So he adds a little bit more offense to that line and great defensive capabilities. So our second line defensive is very, very strong. Maybe a little bit stronger than the first line. But the first line has that extra attacking impetus on it, thanks to Tyson Barrie. On the third line, this is quite interesting as well. I've gone with a young player, Mikko Rantanen. Not the most well-rounded of players, but I think he'll enjoy playing on that line. And he's got potential to improve, so I'm hoping he can step up on that second line and show us what he can do. Inside him, in the centre, we have gone with John Mitchell. He'll help out defensively and let Rantanen just go forward, which I think is a nice balance. And I've also put Lyndon Vey, who I believe we claimed off waivers. I like Lyndon Vey. He's got a little bit of potential. He's still young, and 13s across the board. That is pretty good. We've also gone with youth on the defense. Nikita Zadorov, good all round, a little bit more defensive than anything else. And Nicholas Malok, again, you know, mentally a little bit weak. He's our worst player by far, the only player we've got under 3-star ability. He steps onto that third line, doing a really nice job though, hopefully developing as the season goes on. We might need more defenders because Boschman and Stewart are 35 apiece. We need right wingers because our fourth line, we're going to look at Soderberg. He's actually a centre, but Aguinla's 38. So we can see already our weakness is slightly defensive, slightly on the right wing. So we need to take care of that. Now on the fourth line at the moment, I've gone with Blake Como, because I think the Como is a good all-rounder. And for a grinding line, the 14 physical, 14 defensive, I like that a lot. So he steps into that left wing role. In centre, we've gone Sean Matthias. Again, really solid. This should be John Mitchell. So that 15 defense drops onto the third line when McKinnon's back. But at the moment, it's Sean Matthias. He is someone we could trade away, as is Carl Soderberg. Now, Soderberg, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just not a great player. He's a decent player. He might not even be a good player or a very good player. So at the moment, he's playing out on that right-hand side alongside Matthias. I could package up both those when McKinnon's back for a right winger, and really just improve that depth, or maybe get a good defender to let Miloš develop in the AHL or the ECHL. Not sure there. Bochum, Stewart, Ginla, due to their ages, might be traded as well. And like I say, Johnson and Varlamov, I'd be loving it if we can somehow upgrade those to a better goalie and defender. So there's a little bit of work left to be done on the roster, but that's where we are. Tactics are gone with templates. You can set defensive, offensive. There's a lot of different templates to load, and there's a lot of different lines to choose from. So the first line is offensive all out. Second is offensive normal, I believe. Third is balanced normal. And fourth is defensive physical. My power play are mostly offensive non-physical, I think, and offensive all out. Penalty kills, defensive normal, defensive conservative for the 5-on-3, because we'd be down 2 men at that point. And the 4-on-4s, I think, is offensive non-physical, because we don't want to be hitting and fighting at that point. There's a lot of ice out there for 4 men to cover, so that's kind of where we went with that. So without further ado, we are going to jump into today's game. So play game versus wild. So in the play menu, we are going to jump into this, and we see quite nice. So we can see how the Minnesota Wild set up. So Zucker, Granlund and Pominville, Parise, Koivu and Coyle. That's a nice top 6. That is a nice top 6. Porter, Stoll and Niederreiter. Vanek, I like Vanek a lot, and Niederreiter. Howler and Jones. So not bad. That's not bad. Ryan Suter and Jason Spurgeon. That's a tough top 2. Scandella, Brodin, Follin and Prosser. I like those as well. Star players, Ryan Suter. I would say, yeah, he is a very good player. He is a very good player. I would say Pominville and Parise are what makes this team tick most times. So I'm interested to see that. And Devin Dubnyk versus Simon Varlamov. Interesting. Sidlowski's Ranton and Mallorca making their debuts. Varner could reach 300 goals if he grabs a couple. Johnson would have to hit. He's only 5 assists away from 150. Suter is 1 assist away from 300, and Blake Como 5 points away. So Varnick and Suter could definitely get, Suter to Varnick, he scores, that's 299, 300. Varnick picks up a second. I could see that happening. I really could. So there's not too much to say about this game sort of early on. But this is what the game looks at. You can see here we got the first, second, third periods with overtime, even strength, power play, short-handed, what you want to see highlighted. There's a number of different options as well to watch. You can watch all these different bits, or the play-by-play speed as well. You can speed that up, which we are gonna do, and clock speed also. And we're just going to look at the scoring summary. So the way I'm going to do this is just sim through period by period. There are the lineups you can change during the game, your tactics. Look at the stats and the box score, which is where all your stats actually show up. So this is a much better look than just the team stats for me. So we're going to sim to the period end. And see if anybody actually grabs a goal or does anything in here. Look, there's a few shots there. We got 4 shots on goal to their 0 so far. There's 6. 8. Still 0-0. Oh my god, on their first shot of the game. Are you kidding me? They scored in their first shot of the game. Oh, without shooting them so much here, so well. And now they're picking up shots towards the end. Now they balanced it up towards the end of the first period. But really, Zucker there with the opening goal just out of nowhere. And you can see the lines changes and, you know, all the... I'm not sure what GF and SFs are. I'm not really sure what those represent. You can see, though, they've had 2 power plays to our 1. They were on the power play when they scored their goal. We had more shots than those. We're winning face-offs. Giving the puck away is never a good thing. So, really, we can't afford to keep doing that kind of stuff. We're giving them way too much here. So let's see if we can get back into this game and continue dominating on the puck, on the ice. Because we're still slightly ahead in terms of shots. Now they're ahead. And I'm not sure why there's no more penalties or anything. So the way I've set it up here is a quick and easy way to go through, of course. You can always stop as well. So you can see the line changes happening all the time, and we are being outshot by a ridiculous amount. So, first line. So, second line. So, first line. Let's get them to shoot. Second line skates in. Third, I want you to pass in. Normal. There we go. Let's see if any of those changes. So we're just trying to do some extra bits. I'm not sure what user advance is, but maybe there's something there. So you can see all the shots and everything there. Now we're into the last period here of play, and we're 1-0 down. Oh my God, really? I thought they were gonna get the puck back. Blake Como on Dubnik from Matthias. So that fourth line coming up huge. And there we are, Zucker with his second, guys. That is as quick as that. We just gave up the lead, and they're in the penalty box. We can't take advantage. And I fear that... Look at that, double penalties. Guys, what are you doing to me? Don't do that. I think without Nathan McKinnon, we're really struggling. Oh, go on. Matt Duchesne with the equalizer. 2:52 left in the third. So... it's going overtime. Oh my. Oh my. So the first game of the season's going to overtime. Twice we've come back. They are out shooting us. Valamo's got 35 saves out of 37 shots. We're really not testing the other team enough. So, tactics. So we're going to have fourth line. Physical play. Want them to shoot. Try and pass their way through. Very active. There we go. So, 5 minutes left to grab the winner in in overtime. They're on they're on penalty kill. We didn't take advantage of that. No, Johnson, come on. Oh! Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson has just won us the game, and that was quite an abrupt finish. That really was an abrupt finish. So let's have a look here then, guys. 3-2, that's 2 points to us. They lost in overtime, so that's a 1 point for the Wild. You can see the third star of the game, right defenseman from Colorado, Eric Johnson, with a goal. Jason Zucker, the left wing of Minnesota, with 2 goals. Blake Como from Colorado on that left wing, fourth line, with a goal. He is the first star. So you can see his shots, penalty minutes, hits, giveaways, takeaways, and face-offs won. So I think we did okay, actually. We got the giveaway takeaway balance under control after that dodgy sort of period where I thought we weren't going to step up. The hits were fairly okay, penalty minutes were even. They slightly outshot us, but in the end we got what we needed. So you can see here some of these penalties, you know, why they happened, how long they were for. You can see the goals that were scored as well, the assisters, the score that it made it at that time. So, yeah, Tyson Barry on that first line. So, yeah, well this would have been 4-on-4 then, I guess. So Tyson Barry with Matt Duchesne, Eric Johnson. I don't know who the fourth man would be. So you can see here as well all the different stats. Game rating, that's out of 100. So Tyson Barry on that first line with a 99. Matt Duchesne leading the way, 93. Lyndon Vey, Sidlovsky, Nicholas Milok. So the two new guys and the young guy did not perform well. Soderbergh out of position, didn't perform well. Mitchell, who I think is the one we're demoting, isn't he? I believe so. He didn't play well. Rantanen's a youngster. Corey McLeod played really badly. So there's a few bits and pieces there and stats, and you can look over them in more detail. But moment, then we'll just yeah, I think I'm going to simulate some of this action, and we'll be back when we've a few more games into it, and we'll start looking at some trades and other things we can do as well at that stage. But that was an interesting opener. I'm happy there to grab the win, so let's hope we can continue this nice little winning streak to start the season. And we're back, guys. So yeah, the last thing to do in this video is just to look at a couple of other little bits that popped up. And player of the month, Sidney Crosby. Braden Holtby is goalie of the month. Great players, both those. Not really a surprise, but it's nice to have a feature like that. Even if I expect it, it's nice to still have the players of the month. Development, you can see who has improved where, and also what team they're on in case you're looking for someone. So we can see now that Winchester down at the Rampage is getting worse. Nick Genning, Gwenin at the Rampage as well. Boschman, Iginla, Stewart. I really want to trade these guys away. So I'm probably going to go away and trade a little bit before the next video. Maybe getting rid of Boschman, Stewart and Iginla. Have your say. Do we keep these veterans trying to get to the playoff? Do we not? I'm not sure. We missed out on a couple of really nice players as well. Players that I do like. I know LA did something. LA left someone go, a defender go. So picked up from waivers. Look, you can see it. There we go. Braden McNabb. He had a 4-star potential. Now he's got a 3.5. But those defensive stats and a couple of nice physicals, I really wanted Braden McNabb. I thought that he would actually be a really nice fit on our team. But we'd picked up Lyndon Vey previously, so we don't get... You know, we don't actually get that that player. So that was a shame. Let's go back to the Avalanche. So, good scouting reports. Also, I've seen here second round picks going for decent young players. Now, I'm not sure how good Paliotta actually is, but he doesn't look anything special. 3.5 star could be okay. But if we can get some second round picks and stockpile them for players around Paliotta's ability. So we're looking at 3.5 stars. So we're looking at maybe a Geenler as a veteran. Maybe, we get something there. I want to keep Bodka, Zadarov, and Grigorenko. I want to keep maybe a Zidlowski and Vey type of player if they're not working out. They don't seem to be playing particularly well. Calvin Pickard, we could get a good young goalie in the draft second round who could end up better than Pickard. So trading him for a second might be worthwhile. Matthias is another one. Como, Soderberg, Boschman, Stewart, McLeod, Mitchell. I might have to pair all four of those up to get some kind of some kind of deal. There's also a few names on here that I know, like Street I don't want, Mears I don't want, Bork I don't want, Corbett I don't want, Gertson I don't want, Will Marlinson, Nantel I don't want, and you know he's got 3.5 star potential. So we do have the ability here to make some trade, maybe stockpile a few seconds, maybe some firsts over the next couple of seasons. So I did see that, and yeah, like McNabb I wanted, but we couldn't get. So that's where that lies at the moment. Schedule. Preseason games. Yeah, so the first game we won in overtime. Second game we beat the Dallas Stars 5-3. Then we lost big time against the Bruins and against the Ducks with a shutout against it. That's poor. We did beat the Kings though, which is, you know, they're a really good team, and Carolina used to be as well. They're still fairly good team, and we beat those. We lost to Columbus, and then we beat the Panthers. Lost to Tampa Bay, who are a great team. But again, our second shutout, I don't like that. Then we sneak another win over Carolina. So far we're 6-4-0. We're above 500. I like that. The Hurricanes, you know, they got Jordan Stahl, and Rask's a good youngster, Lindholm. Rick Nash, I mean, he's not rating very highly in this game. I don't know why that is. I really don't. Oh, it's Riley Nash, that's not Rick Nash. That'll explain a lot. I saw the R. You know, Justin Falk as well. Eddie Lack, not a great goaltender. I mean, our backup's as good as these two. You know, and Jeff Skinner. Now, Jeff Skinner is someone I'm a huge fan of. I don't know really if we could get him, but he's not a superstar in terms of ability potential. He does look like one, and he does play like one sometimes. So I'm really tempted maybe to try something there. But like I say, guys, have your say on Twitter, in the comments. Let me know, who should I go after? What areas of the team do I need to step up on? At the moment, we've got a couple more injuries, or we had an injury to Landeskog. He's been out, so he'll fit in there, remember. McKinnon's now over on the right to cover some injuries. But the season's not going badly. We can make some second-round picks. Maybe we flip those picks and grab ourselves a really nice right winger, or improve the defensive core. Do we trade away our veterans? It's still early, it's only November. But time is starting to tick away, and these old guys aren't sort of... they're just not holding their ability. So we can see here, in our ability, Duchesne is our best player with Varlamov and McKinnon. Iginla is up there at the moment, but falling fast. Johnson, Bodka, Barry, Como. I'd like to keep Barry and Bodka out of those, but Johnson and Como could be two we do trade. And like I say, we've got a few assets. Do we really need to step these trades up and get ourselves well above 500 to make the playoffs? Is that something that you feel is realistic in year one with this team, with Colorado? Or do we rebuild through the draft? Do we try and stockpile some draft picks from some low-performing teams and then just see what we can get there? Blood some youth, maybe do some more trades to get draft picks, and who knows, maybe there's a superstar available in free agency that'll just blow our minds. So let me know, have your say, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with some more football, franchise hockey manager, my bad, some FHM2, and until then, guys, you take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoy. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff, and we'll catch you back here very soon.